According to a report by a United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, there are more than 18 million out-of-school children in Nigeria. From the attack on school children to the constant teacher strike, these stakeholders at an annual conference say there is no better time than now to make the education sector a top priority. Inioluwa Popola reports.
For an average Nigerian man, education is a costly factor that has transcended generations and helped to aid better communication and leadership skills. But when it remains far-fetched for many people, it begins to eat into the leadership system of a country. These stakeholders at this annual conference therefore mentioned that education should be a top priority for the government.
And we have the ASU strike, which is ongoing right now. So how do we solve this problem and the challenges? We have to start upgrading the educational system, not only in Nigeria, but in Africa. From there, we have good leaders who will know how to transform Nigeria for good.
Africa is having a crisis today because they have not addressed an educational system that is African-based, that is Africa-oriented, that is innovative. So we must think and create an educational system that put in our culture.
The solution, first and foremost, is to identify that the entirety of teachers in the teaching profession have a huge tax in their shoulders. First, to begin to build a young generation of young people, academicians, who must not acquire an education that would place them in a box. They must begin to think outside of a box.
For these children, engaging in debate and discourses like this would help to take education beyond the four walls of a classroom.
Some people in our areas, that most of them, poverty just bring them down. But I see something now that education brings people up. Like our leaders now, most of them are very, very educated. You can't just see a person who is not educated to be a leader.
Education gives us more knowledge about things. Without education, I can't even, like the drama we played earlier, ignorance. There will be a lot of ignorance in the country.
While many university students are still at home for over 7 months due to the ASU strike, these stakeholders say there is no better time to deal with the issues affecting the sector. Inioluwa Popola, TVC News, Lagos.